What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. So PlayStation really needs to stop, I guess, leaking these games or game details on the PlayStation Store. They've been notoriously known for it, doing it in the past. I remember in 2015 they leaked Uncharted the Nathan Drake collection before they had actually announced it, because it was already put on the PlayStation Store. Now it's happened again with the God of War release date. Of course, you know, we already knew that the new God of War would be releasing early next year, 2018, somewhere in the first few months, but we had no specific release date yet. A lot of people assumed that we would get that release date at PSX, me myself as well. That's coming up next weekend and it's going to be super awesome, but it seems now that we already kind of know what the date is going to be, because it's been leaked on the PlayStation Store in the American regions, both North America and South America. It popped up on the PlayStation Store and said that the game would release on March 22nd of 2018. Now, what's interesting about this is actually the fact that Sony immediately changed the date after people found out, you know, like news sites started reporting it and stuff. And yeah, that's the moment where they decided to put the date back pretty much to December 31st, which is of course a placeholder date. So it definitely looks like March 22nd is going to be when it will actually be coming out. Now, a thing that had me a little bit skeptical about this date actually is the fact that March 22nd is going to be a Thursday. And what's weird about that is that games typically don't really release on Thursdays. They usually come out either on Tuesdays or on Fridays, and it kind of has to do, like, it has a practical reason for it, which is that, you know, it has to do with like the date that shipments always come in for certain retailers and stuff, right? So that's why games usually release either on Tuesday or on Friday. In this case, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a Thursday, and the thing is, where at first I was skeptical about it, now a lot of people have found out, and I've read that on Twitter, a couple of people say by now, is that there's actually some very interesting reasons behind why they could be releasing it on Thursday that kind of have to do with the game itself. Just some, like, you know, funny, I guess, both nostalgic and just relevant to the game reasons of why that's happening. And that is that, first of all, Thursday is named after the Norse god Thor, which, you know, like, of course, this God of War is going for Norse mythology rather than the Greek mythology that the previous games were known for. So obviously, you know, Thor, we are very likely, I guess, to see him in the game, and he's going to play a big part, or at least, you know, be mentioned for sure. And second of all, the very first God of War actually released on March 22nd, 2005, which would be exactly 13 years before this new one will come out. So those are two, like I said, very interesting reasons. I don't know if they're good enough to, like, actually, you know, just not go for the practical release, you know, practical release date of a Tuesday or a Friday. But I guess, you know, it is a funny thing to do, no doubt. And I'm pretty convinced that they are, you know, that they did chose those reasons to actually release the game on Thursday. So if it's gonna end up being legit this day, then that's probably why they decided to go with Thursday, March 22nd. We will most likely find out very soon if this, you know, release date is actually, you know, true or not, because of course, like I said, PlayStation Experience is coming up. I would not be surprised that Sony has been deliberately leaking this date, you know, to create hype for PSX, because people need to know about it, of course. It's gonna be an awesome weekend for sure. On Friday, we're gonna get the press conference with probably the confirmation of the release date if they don't do it already, and then, you know, in the weekend, of course, they're gonna do the panels and some other cool stuff. So pretty much, you know, that's all that I really have to say about it. I'm super hyped for the new God of War. I love the direction they're going into with it. You know, you've got some of the, I guess, hardcore God of War fanbase complaining a bit with the way the combat looks, and it definitely does look a lot different than what it used to be. But on a personal level, I think it's gonna be just fine, and I have no doubt in my mind that the game is gonna play absolutely fantastic, no doubt. Gonna still be super satisfying, and that, you know, what I'm very interested about is simply the fact that they went into a more story-driven direction with it, which to me is always a huge plus, because I love that in video games. So I'm super hyped for the new God of War. It's easily already a Game of the Year contender for next year for me personally, and actually the PlayStation exclusive that I'm most hyped for next year. So consider me excited for sure, and not just that, I'm super excited for this week actually, because we're gonna get both the Game Awards coming up on Thursday, and then we're gonna get PSX on Friday Friday and Saturday, you know, with the press conference and the panel. So look forward to a couple more videos that I'll be making before those things take place, with some final predictions and details and things to talk about. So that's going to be super cool. But for now, let me know your thoughts. Are you looking forward to the new God of War? Do you think this release date of March 22nd is legit? And then, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a quick like, of course, to help support my channel. And then I'd like to thank you a lot for watching. I hope to see you again next time.